Welcome to the land of enchantment. I'm Christy Waite, your Miss New Mexico Earth 2016. I love living in New Mexico. It's very near and dear to my heart because as a victim and advocate for child abuse and homelessness, I've been able to change the lives of so many people through my charity, the New Mexico Hunger Games. Together, we have raised 700,000 pounds of food, clothes, toys, and shoes for my state's needy. New Mexico has so much to offer. From our International Balloon Fiesta, our breathtaking sunsets, our majestic Rocky Mountain playgrounds, to the green chili capital of the world, and of course to some of the hottest food you will ever try. However, New Mexico is not without its troubles. Global warming and climate change have made a huge impact on not just our water supply, but the inhabitants and ecosystems that call this place home.
New Mexico is the 6th fastest warming state in the country, and most of the fastest warming states in the country are right here in the desert Southwest. So we are kind of ground zero for climate change that is currently occurring, and also ground zero for some of the areas that they expect to change the fastest in the next several decades to the next almost 100 years.
New Mexico's Rio Grande and its tributaries supply water to the city of Albuquerque, Santa Fe, our capital, several pueblos, and other communities. That's basically water for more than half of New Mexico's population. The most simple way to put it is the river is an essential ingredient for our state's economic growth.
One of the biggest issues we face, especially in the coming years, is how to manage our water resources properly. So for the city of Albuquerque, that has some interesting consequences. The city in the last 10 years has made a major shift in using our water supply combined from surface water and groundwater, as opposed to the past, in which case it was entirely from groundwater. Much of the state of New Mexico relies on groundwater, and as we sit here at the foot of the Sandia Mountains, we start to think about our watershed areas as important recharge areas for some components of that groundwater.
Due to prolonged drought conditions, New Mexico's forests are warming and transforming. We have seen our share of aggressive wildfires that have caused soil loss, downstream flooding, debris flow, and degraded water quality. The good news is the Rio Grande Water Fund is doing everything they can to protect, conserve, and enhance not just our forests, but our water quality and our water quantity for years to come.
As long as we don't nuke the soils and the forest landscape entirely with mega fire, we should have the foundation for a transition where New Mexico will look different than it does today 100 years from now, but hopefully at least some of our mountains will have some forest cover, and that will be important to regulate water supplies for future generations.
Forests store and filter a majority of New Mexico's water supply. When forests can't provide clean, reliable water, our health and our economy are jeopardized. Restoring overgrown forest is a proven solution to make forests safer and healthier.
Right now, we have way too many trees per acre. And so it's kind of like a whole bunch of little straws out there, and it's just sucking up all that water. So what we're trying to do is thin out the number of straws that we've got and allow that watershed to function appropriately. And then that water will then go and do the recharge that we need in our groundwater or head down into the surface waters that we do have in this state, which is minimal. But we do have surface water, and that Rio Grande corridor is critical all the way down, because it goes from Colorado all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico.
New Mexico has some of the best wind, geothermal, and solar resources that exist within the United States. There is no doubt that New Mexico is paving the way for alternative energy, not just locally, but globally.
New Mexico is in a forefront position in terms of setting standards for alternative energy, for connections to water conservation and diligent water management. And we're a small state, but we have potentially great influence in terms of setting standards for future policies and procedures that will be used elsewhere in the country and around the world.